Even our guest is saying that she's a very lucky person.
Yes. Hope you enjoyed the coffee and the interview. Anyway, moving on.
All right, there you go. We do hope that you'll go down to Artisan Coffee. Right now, talking about leadership, we've been talking about, you know, being a team player, being a great intern, having fantastic positive attitude.
Yep.
Right again, we're going into being future leaders in a camp.
Yes.
And how do you become future leaders? Let's welcome our guest.
We would like to welcome Sharifah Bahia Said Ahmad, who is the Dean of the School of Humanities and Social Sciences from Nilai University.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Now, right before we start with the conversation, we do have actually a call out coming our way, which is from Hani Hamdan. She's all the way in Cambodia.
Yes, Hani is actually one of the staff of RTM, and she is there in Cambodia to actually cover, to also tell us how the Hari Raya Haji is done over. Okay, so that's just a snippet of what's happening there, which is really good. Yeah, good report.
All right, so jumping back into the topic that we have at hand, which is on Future Leaders Camp 2012. Let's again welcome our guest.
Yes, Sharifah Bahia, who is the Dean of School of Humanities and Social Sciences of Nilai University. Good morning and welcome once again.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes,
our pleasure.
It's our pleasure. So maybe you could start off with telling us what this Future Leaders Camp is all about and who is it actually for?
Okay, it actually started in 2009 and when we started it, there was no event for leaders or student leaders from private institutions. So we started it then catering to private institutions, but then there were some people who wanted to, from public institution, they wanted to join in. So in 2010, we decided to open it up to them. So it's student leaders, it's meant for student leaders. And it is also meant, we also reserve about 30% for international students who are attending Malaysian institutions of higher education.
All right. Now, this is the 4th time this is being held. Could you just tell us, like, maybe just recap the first 3 times, what was covered, and then for this one, what's different from the 3 other times?
Okay, the first one we had cultural relations. The second one we decided to do a theme on gender issues, which that was very interesting, I thought. And last year, because of this need to focus on going beyond themselves, you know, like the one that you are having in Cambodia just now, that reporter from Cambodia. So we wanted them to focus on volunteerism, what they can do beyond themselves. This year we decided to go back to cultural relations because I think it is important given the situation that the world right now is getting smaller and especially our institutions are now populated not just with Malaysians but also international students from all over the world. So friction tends to happen. So we hope that having a module such as this, having an event such as this will provide a lubricant, help them in understanding the delights, the puzzles, the irritations that could happen when you mix two from a different culture.
I like the fact that you said delights, puzzles and irritation together. But that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yes,
because you've got various personalities coming together, people of different ethnicities coming together. And your theme is leading in solidarity.
Correct.
Right, so that's so apt, very apt.
Yes.
So how many universities are actually taking part in this?
We open to all institutions in Malaysia. Currently, we have about nearly 30 institutions on who students from these institutions have already applied.
All from higher learning?
All from higher learning. We target mostly the undergraduate students.
I see. All mix of private and
public, correct,
right?
And it's good to have them together because mindset, you know, the people from public universities, when they interact with the people from private universities, they tend to share experience, you know, so it's good for them to get to know the experiences in other places, you know, you go beyond yourself.
So what would happen to, between the 3rd to the 5th of November? What sort of activities are they going to have?
Okay, we have of course the traditional speeches. Our speakers are, our keynote speaker is Yang Amat Mulia Tengku Ali Ridauddin. He's the Tengku Besar Sri Menanti of Negeri Sembilan. And we also have a few academicians. We have Professor Jayum from University Putra Malaysia. We have somebody from the National University of Singapore, Syed Farid Al-Atas. He's the head of the Malay Studies Department in NUS.
Big names.
Yes. And we are also lucky to have an imam from the United States.
Wow.
Imam Bashar Arafat. He's the president of the Civilizations Exchange and Cooperation Foundation. He was actually a US embassy speaker. He came here a few times. We invited him and he was gracious enough to attend. Besides this, we have Dale Carnegie trainers coming in, and we have Image Consultant, Chapter 1 Asia, Wendy Lee. She will be also training the students.
All right. Puan, I just need to ask you this. It's amazing that you've gathered all these future leaders to come together, and you know, you've created this.
Yes, I know, having a stellar cast of
I know, stellar cast of speakers coming in as well.
Yeah.
But one thing I need to ask, would you, when we talk about leadership, as we mentioned in previous, you know, two other previous segments, it's basically from inside here. It's basically who you are and what you project to another person. Again, throughout the camps, or rather this event, would you be highlighting anything to do with workshops or on the ground stuff where they get down and dirty and they literally apply what they're doing here instead of just sitting down listening to you know, stellar speakers?
Yeah, will there be practical training?
Yeah, is there
Exactly.
something?
I think that's what makes us different, is the interactive nature.
Okay.
After speeches, they will have to mull over, they have to discuss, and they have, especially the intercultural relations, they talk to each other. We make sure that each group is very much diverse in terms of their backgrounds. So we, as I said, we have 30% international students, and then the other 70% would be from private and public institutions. And the interactive nature of the program, where they discuss, where they present to each other, and one of our highlights is something called the parliamentary discussion, where they talk about, we have a mock bill on intercultural relations, and they discuss which one they want to accept, which one they want to reject, and present it and try to influence each other on going to their side, you know. So it's very, very, that has, I think, differentiated us from another top-down approach where conferences you go to speeches, you listen, and then it's just listen.
And then
so
you
it's very
enjoy
interactive.
Yeah, you
Students
enjoy the tea breaks and the coffee breaks. And
If only this camp exists when we were studying.
Yeah, I wish it existed for
it wasn't ever there.
I really like the part where they say this camp will enable you to sharpen your leadership skills, further develop your potential, and I really like this, initiate a global network.
Yeah,
Because you get to interact with international students.
Yeah, that's where we need to go. What were your challenges in the previous camps that you've literally taken in as lessons and, you know, sort of applied that to this side?
I think we have been very lucky. We have had the support from the Ministry of Higher Education, in particular the Bahagian Hal Ehwal Pelajar, and we also have the support of World Youth Foundation. And based on our discussions with them, we designed the program to suit this. But in addition to that, our first year, we had quite a few things that we had to tackle.
All right.
Especially in terms, because it was not a well-known camp at that point of time. So we literally had to call people we know, you know, and try to contact. And that's one of the lessons we pass over to the students.
Right.
Network is everything.
That's right.
If you do not have the network, nothing can work. You know.
That's true. That's true. And I suppose, have you, in your opinion, Puan, over the years, have you seen a difference in the students who have attended these camps?
I think for Nilai, I cannot say for others, other institutions. For Nilai, we started off, you know, traditional British-based program. So right now we have so many things that we are offering, and I think part of the reason, one of the reasons for that is that we have trained these students to be more active, to open up their eyes, that they cannot be inward looking. So we have had volunteerism activities. We have had intercultural festivals where the students themselves are organizing cultural festivals for secondary school students. So it's a pass down. It's no longer limited to them. It passed down to their juniors, you know. So for Nilai itself, the environment there has become more lively since then. That's what I believe,
Cool. Right, so this is happening between the 3rd to the 5th of November, and Nilai Springs Resort Hotel at Putra Nilai Negeri Sembilan. So 3 power-packed days set in a lush resort style of setting. so
with
lucky.
stellar speakers.
Yes, exactly.
And of course, you know, you've got interaction with a whole lot of people from overseas and local colleges and universities.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's going to be a really interesting camp that's coming together.
One thing, the students are lucky devils now.
I know. My God, if only we had this
Yes,
opportunity.
we would like to
have
thank
it,
you once
yeah.
again, Puan Sharifah Bayat.
I think you need to organize something for people. You know.
Yeah, why
Maybe
not?
we
Yeah.
can come as observers.
Sure, you're
Yay.
invited at any point of time. Just let me know.
Well, Puan
Right,
Sharifah, thank you so
Thank you.
much
Yes.
for joining us this morning.
And before we move on to the next segment, we actually, like we have mentioned earlier, we're talking about the Malaysia Working Mothers Forum, or the MWMF, Malaysia Working Mothers Forum contest. So we are giving out 2 tickets for this charity high tea, which is happening really soon.
That's right.
And the question is really simple.
Your answers are up on the screen.
Exactly. Name the celebrity who will be appearing at this MWMF charity high tea.
Working Mothers Forum contest. Let me just make it easy for you. Working Mothers Forum.
Malaysia Working Mothers Forum.
That's right. So there you go. The question is, who is that very famous celebrity who's going to be the speaker there? The answer was right up on the screen. So Malaysia, give us a call, 22829062, 22823043. Each winner, if you get the name correct, you get
2 tickets, right? So we won't be able to we won't be taking the call on air, but someone will be at the end of the line taking a call.
That's right.
And taking your details. So
okay,
give us a
now
call later
we
on,
have the next segment coming in, which is really interesting. We are talking about violence against women. We are talking about raising awareness, but at the same time, we do have a chef in the studio who's going to show you a lovely way of icing cupcakes.
Yes. So we'll be right back really soon. Don't go away.